Values are how I was raised. My mom taught me to be honest. I always follow my values. I'm a good person. I have values. I learned my values by doing the exact opposite of my family. When you ask about values, most people share where their values come from or what they believe. We seem to instinctively grasp the idea that we are walking around with a set of beliefs that drive us, a set of beliefs about what is right and good. Since this book is all about leading with values, it is helpful to define what we mean by values. For individuals, values guide our behaviors and decision-making. Values consist of beliefs and assumptions about how the world works. Values can be obvious, like flashing signs on a dark night, pointing out the road ahead, or they can be subtle and just at the edge of our awareness, nudging us to make the right choice. We all have values, obvious or not, and they move us to action. We develop our values over time and experiences, beginning when we're young. According to developmental psychologists, we begin to form assumptions about the world as we observe our parents, siblings, and relatives going about their days. Pretty soon, we're trying things we've seen modeled for us, which earns us rewards or punishments, which reinforce some assumptions and weaken others. We begin to develop a mental blueprint of how the world works. What started as assumptions become beliefs, and those beliefs coalesce into our values. Over time, our values become ingrained in us, literally wired into our brains, which makes them relatively enduring over the course of our lives. Values are tightly enmeshed with our emotions. Want to know what you value? Think back to the last time you experienced a strong emotion: happiness, sadness, anger, or joy. Chances are, if you pull back the covers, you'll find one of your values at the heart of the experience. Maybe you value honesty and someone lied to you. Maybe you value family and the kids came home to visit. Maybe you value respect and someone was rude. Maybe you value hard work and you spent the day getting a lot of things done. Whenever you experience a strong emotion, it involves one of your core values. Given that our values are hardwired in us and have a direct line to our emotions, it's no wonder that they have such a strong influence on our behavior. For example, consider your career. Ever work for an organization that did not value what you value? How's the experience? Fulfilling? The best ever? Did you jump out of bed thinking, I can't wait to go to work today? More likely, you woke up thinking, please, not another day. You probably spent most of the time at work irritated or even angry, and certainly unhappy. Maybe you cut off a few people in traffic on the drive home, then yelled at the dog and kicked your houseplants. Don't worry, that ivy had it coming. Consider your relationships. Specifically, that special person in your life who makes you crazy, who breathes the wrong way and sets you off. That person who always seems to grind on your nerves, even when you are working really hard to stay calm and be positive. It could be that he is a terrible person. Or it could also be that he is a decent human being who happens to value different things than you. The conflict between the two of you is not about right and wrong, but right versus right. You value independence, he values control. You value tasks, he values relationships. Eventually, these differing values lead to tension, sometimes to arguments, and perhaps to some dramatic showdowns or passive-aggressive avoidance. Values have an upside as well, especially when we have jobs that are a close fit for our deeply held beliefs. Research shows us that in these periods of our lives, we perform at higher levels and feel more satisfied with our work. When we join organizations that value similar things to us, we feel more engaged and committed to the organization and its goals. We have more better days than bad. That's not to say we should only seek out people with similar values and fill our workplaces with like-minded people. Building relationships with people who have different values than we do requires us to develop new ways of thinking, especially as we strive to be more effective. Working in organizations and on teams that are diverse can spark better ideas and more innovation, even as members cope with conflict sparked by those differences. These conditions may lead us to reflect on our assumptions and beliefs, only to decide they no longer serve us well. And yet, working in jobs where we can be authentic or our true selves gives us the chance to be our best. Struggling every day to fit into a workplace that emotionally hijacks us for 8 or more hours a day is not good for our mental well-being.